Hi folks, this is Neil. This is Saturday morning, Saturday, February the 9th, 2013, and it's 3:52 a.m. So I'm making this video because I posted two videos on YouTube, and it's my first time using the YouTube video feature. So I automatically assumed that the sound recording would be on, and I wouldn't have to worry about going somewhere and then having to select the sound and all that kind of stuff. So the videos were made without any sound. In the first video, Tuesday, I went to the gym and they placed me under mind control. So basically, when I go to the gym, I put my stuff in my locker. My key to my locker is in my pocket with my cell phone, which I listen to music on my cell phone. So Tuesday, I was working out, and then all of a sudden, about an hour into my workout, I had a certain urge to look for my keys. So when I looked for my keys, all of a sudden the people around me, it started moving in a synchronized manner. And this is just to let you know that yes, they did place you under mind control, and the synchronization is just to let you know that this is what they did, and they know that you're going to go and look for your keys, and you're going to go check your locker and all that kind of stuff. So went downstairs and went to the front desk and asked the front desk if anyone found some keys to a lock. And the gentleman at the front desk said no. So I said, okay, well, let me go and check my locker. So I go inside the locker room, and my lock is on the locker, and the keys are stuck in it, and the lock is open. Now, when I tell you that when I go to the gym and I lock my stuff, I take the keys out, I always pull the lock to make sure that the lock is locked, because we have had incidents in the past where people's lockers were getting broken into. And so it's just the strangest thing that you're in a gym full of people, and to allow someone to mind control another person, and then for someone not to step in and say, hey, this is wrong, this is you're violating the sovereignty of this person by doing this. This is against human rights. This is a right for this person to live in peace and not in fear. So it really kind of bewilders me that people would allow this stuff to happen and not do anything about it. So anyway, as I was leaving the locker room, actually, there, once again, like I said, the synchronization, and they'll let me know, of course, when they're placing me under mind control. Because it's all based on fear. Every week is the same thing, and then they built a religious thing around it. So as the weekend comes closer, then they would find other ways to try to harass me. So on a Wednesday, I had an eviction notice on my door. So I'm like, well, how could this be? Because I'm on disability, and they know that I pay my rent every third Wednesday of the month. So why all of a sudden this stuff is happening? So I go to the office and explain to the guy that, okay, well, I know you guys are the new owners. You've been the new owners for the past, I guess I would say 3 months, and you know about the agreement that I had with the previous apartment complex owners, and the former apartment manager brought it to your attention, and you said, okay, this agreement will be intact with us also. So why all of a sudden now, that they placed the stuff on my door and all this kind of stuff, I have to go back to the Social Security place and get a letter stating that I'm on disability and I do not receive my payments until the third Wednesday of every month, which is when they get their rent. So, I think they try to keep you quiet because I went online and I taped the video, so we have to find other ways to try to harass me. And one way of doing it is through the legal system, because last month I actually had to go to court, and bought my disability papers, and it was dismissed because I had paid my rent. So they're trying to use the legal system to harass me, which is legal abuse syndrome. For folks who don't know what that is, it's usually in the family courts. They do this a lot, where fathers are being taken to court every month. It's just a form of harassment, even though that they're paying child support or, whatever the case may be. But it's very prevalent in family court, legal abuse system. So we got the letter on Friday and brought it to the office, and so, okay, everything is supposed to be good now. But, in my past videos, I've said this over and over again. Every month is the same thing, and every week is the same reoccurring thing. And, I don't, these people are really obsessed, and I don't know what else to say, but, I've been tortured, I've been poisoned, psychologically harassed, my property been stolen, broken into, damaged, whatever. They have attempted to assassinate me a few times, and honestly, this is something that's very, very hurtful for people who are not going through this. You may not understand, but for the people who are, this is very hurtful. That it has to be our government that's doing this. No one has the resources, the technology. I don't say the technology, but the resources to carry this, in a covert manner, where you have the police, the fire department, the mental health institutions, the hospitals, to cover up this kind of, experiment. The microwave weaponry, the sabotages of your relationships, your family life, the blacklisting. People are getting fired from their jobs because of this. So I know for TI, it's a lot for us to deal with. It's a lot for me to deal with, because when I go out to eat, I always have to wonder, are they going to put something in my food to try to make me paranoid, or or even worse, put something in my food to really inflict some real harm on me, which is what they've done before. And it's very difficult to trust anybody. You don't want to go to police because the police are in on this, so they'll look at you like, okay. And so we depend on each other for information. We share stories, which is great, and which is what we should continue to do. But my thing to you is, don't let them silence you. Do not let them get you so afraid that you don't want to speak out, no matter what they do to you. Do not be afraid to speak out. Let people know what you're going through, because there are people out there that's going through the same thing, and and perhaps they can give you some coping skills. I've learned some coping skills from folks, and some folks have learned some coping skills from me and other folks. So that we can survive this, because I do believe that one day these people will get caught. I know they're like snakes. They crawl out of their hole when they think everything is all hunky dory. And then, when they realize that people know what they're doing, and people are trying to figure out and to catch them in the act, then they crawl back into their hole, because, they're a bunch of cowards, really. To do this to unsuspecting people, to ruin people's lives, relationships, economic status, ruin people's health. This stuff is horrendous. So, like I said, and I also believe that, they have given me cancer, and they're treating me, while I'm asleep. So when I go to bed at night, they're probably, taking me to some hospital. And the reason why I said so is because if I shave, it usually takes 3 days for, my hair to start growing back. When I shave one day, the next morning when I wake up, there's hair on my head. I feel like they're, that they're pumping me with testosterone, and they're also pumping me with steroids. I can't seem to gain weight. I was on a weight gainer for about 2 weeks, and I did not even gain 1 pound. And I was consuming upwards of 3,000 calories a day, working out and all that kind of stuff. Um, so, this stuff is really, really hurtful, that these people are doing this. And I mean, I just don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. But, if you guys have ever read the book Invisible Crime, that's a perfect example of how, they experiment on you while you're sleeping. They can basically, give you any type of disease and then treat you, while you're sleeping. This is a form of torture. And I know folks say, well, the whole cancer thing seemed kind of far-fetched, but it isn't really. There are a lot of things that I've noticed that have changed, with my body, and I can't really explain everything to you, but just take my word for it. I used to be an amateur bodybuilder, so I know the kind of gains that I should be getting, and there are times where I feel so weary in the morning, just extremely tired, with no energy. And this is something that's just not normal for me. I'm a very active person. I play basketball, I work out, I do a lot of cardio, I take the aerobics classes, spin cycle, all that kind of stuff. And when I leave the gym, I feel energized because I used to get enough, I still get enough rest at night. But it doesn't even matter if I work out or I'll take a week off, and I'm just like weary. My body feels so tired that I just, I can't really explain it. I had a physical done 3 months ago. Everything came back, perfect, great, tip top shape. And so for me to be feeling like this, I've never felt like this before. So there's definitely something wrong. Definitely they're doing something to me. And that's all I have to say right now. I'm kind of upset that the other videos weren't were recorded without any sound, but I guess you live and you learn, right? Anyway, hopefully this helps. I hope you guys keep a document, keep this stuff documented. I like to keep a video diary because for me, it helps when people see the person that's being victimized by this. Instead of just reading it, you see the person, you hear the person, you form that connection, with the person. So, I like doing these video commentaries because it is very helpful for me. But anyway, just for you guys out there, please just eat healthy, get exercise, get enough rest, do a lot of reading. Some of the books that I recommend, of course, is one of the book is Invisible Crime by Michael F. Bell. Another book is called Military Mind Control by Dr. Colin Ross, and also The Great Psychiatry Scam, also by Dr. Colin Ross. And there's also a couple of PDFs that you guys can download online. One is called COINTELPRO, the COINTELPRO papers, and the other one is called hold on one second, let me just can't remember exactly what the name of. One second here, and I will pull up the PDF. It's taking me a little longer than expected, but just hold on one second. Also, I've had several files missing from my computer. I guess because they really don't want me reading this stuff and then giving out info to you guys, because this, when you read some of this stuff, it's just mind blowing. It really is mind blowing, and one would never think that our own government today would still continue to abuse and torture and experiment on its citizens. After MK Ultra and all kinds of illegal experimentations that were being done, that this government is still doing these types of experiments. But anyway, okay. The other book is called Operation Mind Control, and you can download all these books online. So read those books, and trust me, these books help, especially the Michael F. Bell Invisible Crime. So I bid you guys a great weekend, and stay safe, and trust no one, like literally trust no one, but just don't be afraid though to speak out, and so that you guys can you have a voice. You do have a voice. They're trying to silence it, but you do have a voice. So have a great weekend, and I will make another video soon, and have a great night.